I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with this guy who I hate, Josh Reese, and Aaron Rosa, my good friend.
I'm starting to hate you too, Andrew.
Oh, I kind of feel like you always have. But it's all right.
It's all right.
Welcome
it's hogwash
to
time.
another week of Hollywood Hogwash. You guys excited?
You know what? I am. I saw a movie I never saw today, and it was really good. I was surprised with how good it was.
You haven't seen a lot of really good movies.
I've seen a lot of the classics.
I mean, we
and
learned...
I keep on watching the classics.
I don't remember if it was Hogwash or AEW where we learned that you haven't seen Superbad. And in this movie that we're reviewing this week, Kickass, is one of the stars is McLovin from Superbad, but you haven't even seen him as McLovin yet. So that's just really odd to me.
Is he better or worse? Because I didn't like him in this role.
Well, you're not supposed to necessarily like this character.
I didn't think he was very good, though.
Well, no, I mean, in Superbad, he's the best.
Okay, all right.
He's like the best character.
I'll give him a chance.
By the way, thank you guys for picking this fucking movie. I'm in such a good mood right now.
Yeah, we did a poll like promised, and it was Batman Returns, Kick-Ass, The Matrix, and V for Vendetta. At the end of the poll, Batman Returns and Kick-Ass tied. So then I had to have a second poll with just those two movies.
Surprised it didn't
last minute, and Kick-Ass overwhelmingly won.
Kick-Ass.
I mean, I was shocked that Matrix got third place. I mean, Matrix is the best movie out of all of these, right? I mean, so I was kind of surprised at that. I'm sure we'll get to the Matrix at some point, though. But
and you know what's great is after the Nolan trilogy, I was worried about having Batman burnout.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking, maybe not Batman Returns. I need a little break. And then this movie, it had a fucking Batman
it's
in
true.
it.
It does have a version of Batman. Yeah, I think we will get to Batman Returns at some point. I definitely want to watch it again. It's been a while.
It was good.
It's been
I wonder
long
if it
time.
holds up.
Well, look, I mean, you didn't like Batman '89, but you have to take it for what it is for that time. It's a comic book movie. It's very comic booky.
You didn't like Batman '89?
As opposed to the new Batman that came out, I thought the new Batman was stronger.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You were here, Aaron. It was before you were on the show, but you were right here when we did that podcast.
I wasn't on the show yet, but
He burned it out of his mind.
God damn it, Josh.
Aaron was just sitting there shaking his head the whole podcast.
Oh, that's right.
And
I forgot about that.
And I was just yelling at you the whole episode. I mean, no,
There's
Batman,
a lot of people
Batman
that also
Returns
agree with me.
is very different. I mean, Danny DeVito plays a penguin. He's not Penguin. He plays one. So it's a very different interpretation because it's Tim Burton and it's very weird. But the movie's still very entertaining. I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer is still the best Catwoman.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah.
like Anne Hathaway's cute in Dark Knight Rises, but like she's not like super sexy. It's more like, oh, she's cute.
No, Michelle Pfeiffer is the Catwoman.
Like she's
100%.
Michelle Pfeiffer is super hot in Batman Returns.
I have to watch it to make.
I'll give Zoe Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz was pretty hot in the Batman. Like she was sexy and she acted that way, whereas Anne Hathaway was just kind of cute. But Michelle Pfeiffer's still like the best Catwoman.
Anne Hathaway had the best face turn Catwoman, but
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer was the best Catwoman, period.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't remember. See, yeah,
Can't remember Michelle Pfeiffer.
No, I mean I can, but I can't remember if it was great or not. I'm sure it was good.
Have you not seen the movie?
It's been a while. It's been a while. I don't. It's not something that's on my watch list that I watch every 3-4 years. I can't even recall.
Josh can only remember like 10 things, and once he
10
learns,
important things. You're
once
damn
he learns
right.
a new
yeah.
thing, the other thing, one thing leaves his head. And
Yeah, I've got to make room for more important stuff.
yeah,
Which
exactly.
7-Eleven has his favorite beef jerky?
I don't like that. So that one's not right.
All right,
Which
so
Sonic makes the best Dr. Pepper? I'm gonna tell you which one.
all right, so last week's episode. We just opened up the Hollywood Hogwash Patreon, and I think we ended up having like 40 something names. This week we have 23 more new people who signed up for the Hollywood Hogwash Patreon.
Awesome.
So that's pretty amazing. Going to read the names off here real quick. So thank you to Steven with a V. Thank you to Middle, Ben Joy, Deddy Guerrero, Austin Smith, Brian Walden, Jordan Nardolillo, Yoan Valdez, JTP05, Josh DeStefano. We got this guy. Who are you? Erwin Morales, Jaman, Doctor. Who are you? We have two Who Are Yous. Joel Hansen, Roman Escobar, Hilario Sanchez, Marcus Muniz, Mitch Starr, Everything is Evil, WSelf39, Omar, the Halal Falafel Farmer, and then Russ Paxton. So thank you to all of you wonderful people. Woo!
Thank you for joining the club.
Thanks, guys.
Join the club. Go to patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. It's only $3 a month minimum. And right now we're doing weekly reviews of The Last of Us, a show that I love. We're all loving it right now.
Yes.
And we're getting pretty close to our first bracket.
Yes, that's right. We are going to do our first bracket. I'm going to send out a post on Patreon pretty soon asking for just ideas, because I think we're going to do best TV intro bracket. So that's like just, the intro to your favorite TV show, like The Sopranos, and taking the music and the video. We were going to do theme, but I think like the video for these TV shows are just as important.
The overall intro is good because it can't just be the theme song. Like, the intro can be like a work of art by itself.
Absolutely.
Can we do also cartoon theme
Yes,
songs?
They're a TV show, of course.
It's all shows.
You think The Simpsons is not going to be in there? It's one of the most like epic intros ever.
Yeah.
With all the different couch gags that they've done.
Right.
I mean, that's got to be one of the favorites to win for sure. But yeah, we're going to be doing that soon. I'll ask the fans for some advice. If you want to get in on that, go to patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's get to the news and rumors, aka the Hollywood Hogwash. So a few more trailers dropped this week. I don't know which one you guys saw, but Oppenheimer, a TV trailer for Oppenheimer was on during the NFL playoffs. I can't wait for this. I mean, we see Cillian Murphy. I don't remember the direct quote, but he was like talking about the bomb. He was like, I don't trust us with this, but I definitely don't trust the Nazis with it.
Right.
I thought that was a really good quote. I love Christopher Nolan and his movies, so really looking forward to this.
And just a couple of the shots where they're doing like the testing, and some of the explosions, like they look so amazing.
That's because they're real.
So great.
That's because Christopher Nolan was like, a CGI budget? What?
He's like, can I make a nuclear bomb? No, but can I make something close to that?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
90% of the budget went to nuclear bombs.
Explosions.
Nuking a real country because that's Christopher Nolan.
No one like calls the just the government like, hey, you guys nuking anyone anytime soon, or just big bombs, right? Like, can I film it? Is that cool?
He probably made a phone call to like Ethiopia, like, hey, can I?
Jesus.
Hey guys,
Do you mind?
Yeah. Also, we had a new trailer for Super Mario Bros. We finally got to hear Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. And he actually did the Seth Rogen laugh. I can't believe it. I was saying this as a joke the whole time. He was like, hey, Mario. Like, he did the fucking laugh. And then he just talks like Seth Rogen. He's not even putting on any type of voice.
None of them are.
He's just like, now you die, Mario.
yeah, but why do you even?
You don't do it.
Why do
No,
you
I
even
was
get
just
Seth
smoking.
Rogen if he's not going to be Seth Rogen? I mean,
Right.
if it's a cartoon movie, I mean,
It's
you have to.
It's just funny because they started doing this 15, 20 years ago where like you would have cartoons. Like when we were growing up, we had The Lion King. And sure, Matthew Broderick was in it, but like that wasn't a big deal. Little Mermaid, there was no one famous. Plenty of these Disney cartoons. But then they were like, well, wait, hold on. The parents are the ones that have to take these kids.
Right.
So if we just put stars that the parents like, then they'll be more likely to take the kids to the theater.
Yeah, let's put like, hey, maybe we get Robin Williams to put in this Disney cartoon movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I really don't have any like need to see the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I really don't. I'm sure my son will want to see it.
Right.
But like, yeah, having Seth Rogen in it, I guess, and seeing that little clip of him, it's like, all right, let's see if he smokes a joint or something. Let's see if he smokes weed in another scene. Hey Mario, you want to hit?
I mean, it's got.
He throws a barrel at him, but it's like, this is a weed in the barrel. What are you doing?
It's got good people in it. You know, I don't know. I'm willing to give it a chance.
Chris-
Charlie Day is Luigi.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt, who he did the Lego movie. I feel like it should go to someone else.
He's got cartoon under lock right now.
Yeah, he's just he's just overused right now.
He is.
You know, Jurassic World, Star Lord,
Well, that might be
Lego movie, Mario. It's too many big. It's too many.
Yeah, he's not The Rock. He's not Arnold. He shouldn't be in this many things.
Yeah,
It's too much.
we also had another trailer for Shazam, but I every time I see a new trailer, I want to see this movie less and less.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's necessarily worth it to even do a hogwash episode on it the week it comes out.
I don't know. I liked the first one, but this one doesn't look like it's going to be as fun.
Like shit.
I think it's some of the jokes are going to land flat.
I think that Adam Driver 43 movie comes out the same week.
Oh, the dinosaur movie? Yeah, that
I'd rather see that for sure.
Might be more fun.
So are we not giving that movie any goodwill from the first one? Are we just immediately like, it just looks that bad, we're not going to give it any benefit of the doubt?
For me, I think it's tough because none of these movies are going to connect with anything in the future anyways.
Exactly. What did you think of the first one?
I enjoyed the first one. I mean, it wasn't amazing.
Yeah,
it was
okay.
It was okay. It was good.
That's how I felt too.
I enjoyed it.
This just doesn't look good though. I don't know.
Yeah.
And now there's
give it a shot. But
5 Shazams. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I don't like is that his whole family are Shazams. That's what I didn't. Like you could have done that as a one-off in the first movie, but they're still all Shazam.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Kind of weakens it, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll see 43 first, and then we'll see what the reviews are like for Shazam. I can't imagine it's going to be good, but we'll see. Also, Tobey Maguire is making it well known that he wants to play Spider-Man again.
Yep.
In a recent interview, he's like, yeah, if they called, I'm so ready. Like, let's go. And there's rumors that he's going to be coming back as Spider-Man in the near future and even possibly be in Avengers Secret Wars, which would be amazing. That's some time away.
Yeah, I mean, we got robbed of Spidey 4. I mean,
right.
Yes.
Just do that. Seriously. Like do Spidey 4 where it doesn't even have to be a part of the MCU and you could tell your own story.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be connected.
Yeah, just do a Spidey 4 15, 20 years later.
Yeah.
Just him now.
That's what I've always
that.
wanted, a Spider-Man movie where he's older.
Yes.
Wasn't there going to be a Sam Raimi, Spider-Man 4?
Sam
Raimi.
Raimi?
Josh.
Yeah, that was
God
back
damn
in
it.
2008. Josh.
2008?
2008, and they got canceled because
Well, I mean, you
the
can't
third
bring
one
back
was so
that
bad. No, that one sounded horrible. But
I don't know what
it's
that
been a
was.
while. It was going to be Vulture, and then instead of Black Cat, Vulture's daughter was going to be like the love interest. And it was just like, now he's got 3 love interests. Yeah, it wasn't. And John Malkovich was going to apparently play Vulture. That sounds good, but I think he was just going in the wrong direction. They realized that with the third movie.
Okay. Interesting.
But still, I would want to see a full movie with Tobey Maguire.
It was nice to get a little taste in the last Spider-Man.
You know, one where
ready for
everyone, all the Spider-Men are not crying the whole movie, preferably.
Correct.
Yeah.
Fun Spider-Man movie? What's that?
They made 2 with Tom Holland, and they were like, well, let's make everyone sad and fucking crying the whole movie. That's what everyone wants, right?
Only half the movie.
And Spider-Man 2 was pretty fucking fun too.
It was. Yes.
There were sad moments, but it was pretty fucking fun.
Certainly was. All right, moving on. So we talked about The Last of Us earlier. It's funny because Josh and I did the episode 2 review last Thursday night, and we were saying like it's probably going to be. They're probably going to announce like any day that
that night maybe
it was renewed. The next morning.
Yeah.
They announced that it was renewed for a second season.
Because what we say, it was like a 22% increase week over week.
Yeah, it got more viewers at week 2, which is awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, that's when you know a show is good.
That's great. Yeah.
The Last of Us showrunner Craig Mazin says season 2 will be adapted from The Last of Us Part 2 game.
That's great.
So that's what I figured would happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Because season 1 has to end a specific way, and it makes sense for the first game to be contained to season 1. But he also says that The Last of Us Part 2 could be more than one season because that game is so much bigger than the original. Like the story, it's a long fucking game.
Okay.
And that was like my main criticism of the game was that it was a little just too long. The story just kept going. That's why, I mean, they've made some changes already in the first 2 episodes. Nothing major, but I feel like they might change a lot about when they do season 2 and 3. That's just my guess. But also, episode 1 is free on YouTube. So if you haven't checked it out, because you don't have HBO Max,
Check it out.
it is free on YouTube.
Do yourselves a favor. Go see the first fucking episode.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth the time for sure.
Faux show. Also, Variety reports a minor number of contestants on the upcoming reality show Squid Game The Challenge needed medical attention after a cold snap in England reduced temperatures at the filming location. Netflix released a statement saying any claims of serious injury are untrue.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I guess it's a good thing I didn't get picked.
Right.
So... I'll tell the story now.
I was wondering when you
I've had to keep quiet about this for months, but like last June or July, when I was still out of work, Josh and I were doing Hogwash. We came up with this. We found the story that they're going to be doing a Squid Game reality show, and then I did an impromptu audition on the show.
Right.
I was just like, "Hey Netflix, I'm ready to do the fuck. Let's go!" And then I sent it in, like that bullshit audition. I sent it in, and they contacted me. And then I had to do like a second audition, like over Zoom with a casting director. And the problem was I knew that even if I got chosen, I wouldn't be able to do it because you have to go to London. And if you keep advancing, that's 5 weeks straight in London. And I just got this new job. They weren't going to let me leave for 5 weeks. So I was like, well, if they choose me to be one of the contestants, I'll have to turn it down. I still did the audition, but I wasn't chosen, so that was kind of in the back of my head. I didn't have a great audition, I'll admit.
I was still not sure about the show because Squid Games, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Well, it looks like they're already trying to kill people.
Andrew would have been there, and maybe he would have not come back.
I should have never told my son because he was so excited. Because he hasn't watched the show, but because of like how that is, like in Roblox, they have Squid Game levels.
Oh no, do they really? Wow.
Yeah.
I imagine,
but like
a
it's
little
not
bit more
gory.
tame.
It's nothing like the show, right? Yeah, like
right.
It's nothing like the show, but obviously he knows about Squid Game. I should have told him, but yeah, it's fine. But I wasn't chosen. Looks like it's a good thing though, because
it's kind of funny. Interesting. So,
because in the audition, they're like, okay, yes, you're like everyone's gonna be sleeping in a giant warehouse for a month,
right?
And I was like, there's no way they're actually doing that.
Apparently,
because
have you seen the show?
Yeah.
So if they're already doing that, they must be maybe sometime later this year. It might be coming out.
Yeah, probably summertime.
Yeah.
Right.
Very cool.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Maybe we'll review that. And then I'm going to be watching him like, I would have won this whole fucking thing. Damn it. Just couldn't take the risk, man.
Yeah.
It's like what is it, 400 and something? So it's a 1 in 400 chance to win. and I'd have to quit my job. So yeah.
I still don't
Not worth
understand the premise of this. We've already seen Squid Games. We watched this with people dying in the show.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, we're going to do Squid Games, but oh no, they just fell into some foam blocks.
Exactly.
Why are people going to give a shit about this?
Well, also, Mr. Beast did one. He did his own version, where he had 436, I think it was, and they had like blood packs like attached to them. So if you got eliminated, they would press the button and it would just explode on them. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who does it better. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, Violent Night director Tommy Wirkola told The Wrap that he is actively working on a sequel.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah.
I want to see more about his origin story.
That's right.
Hopefully, we might get to see that. Valhalla.
Yeah, right. Aaron, you need to see Violent Night, by the way.
I still have this on my to-do list.
Yes.
Yep.
It was so much fun. You'll love it. It was so much fun. It was Die Hard meets Santa Claus.
I wanted to see it, and then it got to New Year's, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm going to watch a Christmas movie now.
Right.
It's still Christmassy weather.
Yeah. What do you have? We'll come back to me at the end.
I've got two quick things. The first one is a really sad one for me, even though it's kind of dark. But Rick and Morty seems like it might be limping on. Yeah. The co-creator, Justin Roiland, has been fired from the show. Roiland has been formally charged with felony domestic violence charges dating back to 2020, one for domestic battery and another one for false imprisonment.
For anyone who doesn't know, this is the guy who did the voice of both Rick and Morty.
And they've announced that they're going to continue on without him.
Nope.
Yeah,
that's not going to work.
Nope.
The show's Twitter tweeted, Adult Swim has ended its association with Justin Roiland. Rick and Morty will continue. The talented and dedicated crew are hard at work for season 7.
The only thing they could do, the only thing they could do is do what South Park did with Chef and just take his old clips.
Oh my God.
And then just make him say that. Remember that?
He's got a lot of words. He said a lot of words.
Remember
over this time.
the episode?
Right.
I'm gonna make love to your asshole, children. I want to stick my balls inside your rectum, Kyle.
I mean, obviously,
and then just have them both eaten alive by a bear, and then come up with new characters.
Roiland's lawyer told NBC, "We're looking forward to clearing Justin's name and helping him move forward as swiftly as possible."
It's too late.
I mean,
that's what they should wait though. Is if it goes, if he gets cleared or there's a settlement where it's like, okay, he's innocent or they settled and you don't know, then it's like, well,
right.
That's what sports teams do.
Yeah.
When one of these players inevitably gets accused of
Right.
raping some woman or hitting some woman, the teams say,
Massages.
okay, let's wait and see what the legal process turns out as, and then we'll fire him.
Right.
Like, is there evidence? Like, there's no video or
I haven't read of any evidence, but it's it's stemming from apparently an ex-girlfriend of his. So I mean, who knows? I mean, it's with all this stuff, it's kind of.
I mean, yeah, if he really did it,
she
I
said
get
type
it.
of
But
stuff.
if he really did it, I get it. But like, you can't like this whole
It
idea of
seems
canceling people,
premature.
of canceling shit and all this, and firing people without actually knowing.
Not only this, it's
Because it's
dating.
happened before.
Right.
Again, if it was true, I get it. Then he should be in fucking jail, obviously. But if it's not, then you can't rush to judgment. That's the point.
But like I was going to say, this is stemming from 2020. So it's not something that's very recent.
Just say 2020.
Yeah.
2020.
I mean, most of the time they did it, but this is how we lost Johnny Depp.
It's true.
Right?
This is why he's not Captain Jack anymore.
Yes.
True. But like Rick and Morty is kind of like cursed because like a couple years ago, they had a season that was delayed because Dan Harmon, the other co-creator, he had like a suicide attempt or something like that. So that paused the show for a long time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love Rick and Morty, But man, this show is just I don't know.
Maybe
it's
I
kind of
should
weird.
Maybe I should audition.
You should certainly start working out some Rick and Morty voices for sure.
Yeah, I've never tried to do the voice, so I'm not gonna attempt to do it for the first time on the show, but
It's okay.
we'll see.
Next week.
I could drink and do the burping for Rick.
Oh
my God,
Morty.
No,
I'm gonna fuck some shit up, Morty.
so I just got
That's pretty good. I think Aaron's got it. Honestly, you should
just
hear
got,
his burps. They're fantastic.
one last thing. HBO is canceling a couple more superhero shows because that's what they do. HBO Max.
Peacemaker?
No, Peacemaker is safe.
Of course.
So far. According to Deadline Hollywood, Doom Patrol and Titans, a Teen Titans show, are both going to be ending after their current seasons. They're in season 4.
No, just Titans, not Teen Titans.
Well,
right?
no, it's Teen Titans, but it's called Titans. You know, it's a Teen Titans team.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's
But
just
that's
called
Teen Titans.
Yeah, but they just call it Titans.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I looked it up. So anyways,
Well, whatever. I don't care about those shows.
the statement from HBO Max per IGN says, while these will be the final seasons of Titans and Doom Patrol, we are very proud of this series and excited for fans to see their climactic endings.
Is it because they're not teens anymore?
I don't know.
Is that why it's just Titans?
I just thought it was kind of weird. So, you know that Batgirl was canceled by HBO Max, of course,
Yeah.
which was Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser plays a character.
He plays
He plays a character on Doom Patrol.
Firefly?
No, he plays Robot Man or something like that in Doom Patrol.
Firefly's the Batman villain, right?
He would have been the Batgirl villain.
Yeah, he was going to be Firefly in Batgirl.
Yeah. So this is the second thing that was canceled by HBO Max that had Brendan Fraser in it.
Yeah.
I thought that's kind of interesting.
For sure.
Apparently these were cost-cutting moves, so still trying to save some money.
Yeah, that merger didn't go the way they thought it would.
No, it did not.
Been a big problem. All right, so I thought we should talk about the Oscar nominations because it's actually very interesting this year.
Okay.
And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that the Oscars are not popular like they used to be.
Right.
Like the ratings. Like the Golden Globes was on a Tuesday this year. It was like a couple weeks ago. The Golden Globes was on a Tuesday night. Like it's always on a Sunday.
Right, but nobody's ever cared about the Golden Globes.
They've cared, especially when Ricky Gervais was the host. Like they got huge ratings with him. But it was the fact.
Sure.
The fact is, it was always on a Sunday because all those award shows brought big ratings. So the fact that it was on a Tuesday now is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're
and we
all
were
dying.
excited because Ke Huy Quan got Best Supporting Actor
Right.
for Everything Everywhere. Michelle Yeoh, she got Best Comedic Actress, I think, for the Golden Globes as well. But this is cool because I think, again, this has to do with ratings, but they have 10 movies nominated for Best Picture. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is in there.
Correct.
It's not going to win, but at least it's nominated.
Fucking better.
They also nominated Top Gun Maverick.
I mean,
Like-
that's fine.
I'm
That's
just.
That's what they've been doing lately. Is they've
Yeah.
been putting more like popular, like this is not an Oscar movie, but we know the dumb people like this movie, so I guess let's throw
Well,
it
it's
in
like,
there.
hey, maybe the Top Gun fans will watch the Oscars thinking that
Right.
it'll win, but of course it's not going to win.
Right.
No.
If it does, that really tells you that they're like,
Rigged.
okay, fine,
Rigged.
we'll just do this for ratings. Avatar: The Way of the Water is nominated. Elvis is not. That movie sucked ass.
That one
My
might win.
dad is the biggest Elvis fan, and he also hated that movie. I was oh my god, yeah. And then the rest, I don't even fucking know what these movies are. Oh, The Fablemans, isn't that about Spielberg?
I don't know.
Women Talking. That got nominated for Best Picture. I don't know. That's the movie title.
Have either of you seen Fablemans? Because that's Spielberg's movie, right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
about him, right? Or it's about how
I don't know if it's about him, but I know that's his movie.
you didn't see it though. Okay.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen it. So that's Best Picture. 10 movies. They've only done 10 movies a couple times. It shows you they're desperate. Best Actor. I don't really. Yeah, the fucking Elvis guy for Best Actor. Brendan Fraser. I don't care about that. Best Actress. Michelle Yeoh is nominated.
Yep.
Ana de Armas is nominated for Blonde. That's the Marilyn Monroe movie.
Oh, we didn't see that one.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull up. Where's the Best Supporting Actress? This is what I like. Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
For Hot Dog Fingers,
Hot
lady.
Dog Fingers.
And the one that played the daughter.
Oh, really?
Stephanie Hugh. I don't know how to pronounce this last name.
That's
but,
cool.
But like they're both nominated. I would say the daughter should win.
The daughter was really good.
Yeah.
She was awesome.
Yeah, she was really good.
This was also pretty cool too. Angela Bassett was nominated for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
Even though the movie
Good
was
monologue.
not great, like she did a good job in it.
Yeah. Until she spoiler alert.
Until she spoiler alert.
So I don't want to say
Until
anything.
she spoiler alert.
Until something spoiler alert.
Wow.
Very
Yeah.
smooth, Josh.
Hey, Aaron didn't see the movie yet, but
I
hey,
didn't say what happened.
Very subtle.
hey,
Josh.
Aaron, in the movie, Angela Bassett's character spoiler alerts.
That's right.
So
you don't know what
you
it
know,
is. You know,
just safeguard.
she could have gotten married.
You're such an
She
idiot.
could have gotten married.
You're such-
sorry, my bad. Spoiler
so
alert.
stupid.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my god.
Married. My bad.
This is going to be Josh
Spoiler
next
alert.
week. So I was with this girl, and then I spoiler alert all over her face.
No. It's terrible,
In
Aaron.
Black Panther, the water comes,
Kisses.
and then Angela Bassett, spoiler alerts in the water.
Spoiler alerts. Yes. You don't want to say
You
what
are
it is.
such
You
a
have to
jackass.
say spoiler alert.
Hey, Josh, did you see Seven? Because at the very end, there's a spoiler alert in the box, and she had her spoiler alert cut off,
I have not seen Seven.
and then he
so-
spoiler alerted him in the head.
Okay, that might be a little bit of a
God,
spoiler
Josh.
alert.
Holy shit. Now we need to have a movie channel where Josh just reviews movies and it's like, don't worry guys, it's spoiler free. And he just does like 5-minute recaps.
I could do that.
And then
If
in
you
Spider-Man No Way Home, Green Goblin stabs Aunt May with the glider, but don't worry because then that's where Aunt May, spoiler alerts.
If you just said
And
spoiler
then
alert,
Tom
nobody
Holland-
knows what you're talking about.
And then Tom Holland's crying and he's like, I can't believe Green Goblin spoiler alerted Aunt May. I'm gonna kill him for that.
I'm going to spoiler alert. I'm going to spoiler alert.
And then the other Spider-Man show up and they're like, hey, I'm sorry that your Aunt May spoiler alerted. And then next they have Aunt May's spoiler alert funeral. What?
No,
You idiot.
no, that would be giving up too much, Andrew.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Of course.
You
Jesus.
are
Jesus, Andrew.
a jackass.
Come on.
Ke Huy Quan is also nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Yes.
So, like, they're all nominated. I hope at least one of them wins. Daniel Kwan is... both the directors are nominated. It's a directing team, Daniel Kwan and Daniel
right.
Scheinhardt. Are they separate? That'd be weird if one of them wins it. That doesn't make sense to me. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So they would win together, obviously.
If that movie doesn't sweep the Oscars, then something is seriously
it won't.
It's not, Aaron.
It
Spoiler.
won't.
Spoiler alert.
That's gonna show everybody watching. This is why I don't watch the fucking Oscars.
It's gonna win. It has the most nominations. It has 11 noms.
Right.
Best original screenplay. So pretty cool. I'm excited
Wait, go
about
back.
that.
What was that one movie?
What movie?
back.
Go back. Animated short.
My Year of...
My Year of Dicks.
What is that?
All right, we'll review that next week.
What is that? It's an animated movie?
It's an animated short. Yeah. It looks like she's getting dicks. I don't know what to tell you.
That's so weird. I'm sorry. I saw you scrolling by that, and I was like, we can't scroll by that.
My Year of Dicks is about the film writer Pamela Ribbon's sexual awakening during her teenage years in 1991.
Oh my God, it's really about dicks. That's amazing.
The internet can't stop talking about My Year of Dicks. This isn't a story you get to see very often.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's
Holy
only
shit.
it's like free online. I'm gonna watch this shit tonight. And I'll give don't worry guys, because I'll give my spoiler-free review next week.
It's good.
Spoiler, and then she goes out with her new boyfriend, and then he spoiler alerts inside her, and she's pregnant. And then she's
Spoiler alert. Jesus.
She goes to the doctor, has a test, and the doctor says, "Congratulations, you're spoiler alert."
And
exactly. That could mean so many different things.
And also, by the way, you tested positive for spoiler alert. Jesus. Oh my God.
And then she decides she doesn't want the baby, so she goes to the clinic and she has a spoiler alert.
That only leads to one option, Andrew.
She has a spoiler alert.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You see what you did, Josh?
Good God.
That's a shirt that we need. Spoiler alert.
Well, now we do. Stupid ass. Oh, right. Well, that's everything. Let's get to Kickass.
Yes.
Because I love this movie. I remember this came out in 2010, and me and Aaron actually saw it together.
Yes.
I remember you knew some stuff about the comics.
Not a whole lot, honestly.
Maybe you researched it before.
Oh, this was a comic?
Because you were like, oh, this is great because like she shoots guys in the dicks and everything. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I kind of mostly went in blind, though. I don't think I read the comic.
Okay.
I just wanted to go in blind and see what the movie was.
Apparently, it's way darker in the comics.
Yeah.
I heard, which is, I'm glad this was rated R. So like the blood's there, the violence is there, but also like the jokes are there. It's just a great movie all around.
Yes.
Like it gets dark at times, but then it's lighthearted. It's funny. Like it makes you laugh. It makes you cry. The action is really good. Matthew Vaughn directs. I really like him. He did X-Men First Class when they did the reboot. Then he did Kick-Ass. They asked him to do Kick-Ass 2, but he wanted to make the Kingsman movies.
Also fucking awesome.
The first two Kingsman movies are really good. He was responsible for the third one, which was not good.
He did The King's Man?
Yes. But Matthew Vaughn, he's... He's 3 for 4?
3 for 4.
At least in my opinion.
750 batting average? That gets you paid.
Sorry, 4 for 5. He's 4 for 5.
Yeah, the first Kingsman movie feels just like this movie.
Oh, yeah. It's got some of the same people.
Yes.
And everything, but...
Yes.
The biggest difference from 2010 to now is how Aaron Taylor doesn't even look like the same person. It's like he turned into like Brock Lesnar or something.
Really?
I just watched a couple weeks ago. I finally got around to seeing Bullet Train.
Bullet Train.
And he's just like this big, full-grown, ripped dude. And seeing him as like a scrawny child in this was just like shocking.
He's Tangerine.
Yeah, he's going to play Craven this year.
He's going to play Craven.
That's right.
Which he kind of looks like Craven now. Either of you see Tenet?
No, that's
not yet.
my watch.
I watched
It's on
all
my
of
list.
Tenet, and again, there's a character in the movie, and then I watched it a bunch of times because you have to if you want to understand it. And like by the third viewing, I'm like, wait a minute, that was Kick-Ass this whole time? Because Aaron Taylor's in it, and he's just super fucking buff. I did not realize it was him. Like it's fucking crazy.
Interesting.
How jacked this guy got. He looks like a fucking child in this movie.
Wow.
And his wife is like 30 years older than him. It's fucking weird.
Damn.
Yeah. But no, I like how the beginning, like it set everything up with that one kid diving off the roof. Everyone's applauding him, and then he just crashes into a car. It just sets up what type of movie this is.
That's not me. That guy had a mental disorder.
Yeah. And I like how, he's basically Peter Parker, where like, he's just a nerd. He has a couple friends. No one really cares about him. And there was also a lot of like parodying of Spider-Man where he's like, no, like my uncle wasn't killed or anything. It was just, my mom died of a brain aneurysm and like that was it. But I love how like the first 10 minutes just sets up the whole movie. Right. I like when they're in the comic book store and Dave approaches, McLovin, Chris, and the bodyguard is like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I remember the first time we saw that, we fucking cracked up in the theater. And then McLovin's dad torturing that guy while he claims he got robbed by Batman. And they're like, that's the worst fucking excuse I've ever heard. And then cuts one of his fingers off. And then Frank gets in the limo with his son and they're talking about what they're going to get at the movie theater. Meanwhile, you hear like them shooting the guy to death. And Frank's like, olive and icy, mixed. You know, like when they mix the red one and the blue one.
He went into a lot of detail. I know we're gonna get into all the different killings that they did, but
Yeah.
I just thought like all the killings that the bad guys did to try to extract information, they
Yes.
were all pretty fucking
They
hilarious.
were fucking great.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's just what this movie is. It's a bunch of like little scenes that are all like fun and just funny. But yeah, Dave and his friend get robbed while a grown man just watches and does nothing about it. Dave makes like it's a voiceover the whole time, and he's like, "What the? Look at this fucking asshole." So Dave finally figures he's got to do something about it. He orders a superhero costume online, and he feels like $1 million when he puts it on, even if he looks pretty stupid. With his Timberlands. That's like the worst part of the costume.
That's so uncomfortable to wear and to run in.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess maybe he wanted. Do they have steel toe Timberlands?
I don't know, Josh. I don't wear Timberlands.
Maybe that might be.
So then we intro Nicolas Cage and his daughter, played by Chloe Grace Moretz, who was like 12 at the time of this movie. And for most people, like this is the first time you've ever seen her. Like she's a child actress, and like she's the star of this movie, really.
Yes.
Yeah, for
Like
reals.
she's the best part. And it's funny because like she's still a working actress now as an adult, but like she's not nearly as famous as she was when this movie came out.
No.
She's got a show on Amazon right now. I can't remember what it is. Some type of.
It starts with a P.
Yeah,
It's not paranormal, but it's something like that. It's kind of Matrixy.
Yeah, a little bit Matrix.
I haven't watched it though. But like, yeah, he's shooting. He's like, "You're gonna be fine, baby doll." Bam, shoots her right in the chest. That's something you don't see in any movie. Just a fucking 12-year-old girl getting shot in the chest.
Well, there's a lot of things in this movie you wouldn't see anymore for sure.
And I like how he's like, "All right, 2 more rounds," and she negotiates like bowling and ice cream.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's great. And then like when they're in the bowling alley, she says she wants like a Barbie doll or something like that, and Nicolas Cage is about to like have a heart attack.
He looks heartbroken. He's like, huh.
And she's like, "I'm just fucking with you, Dad." And he's like, "Oh, you always take me for a loop." Because like he's so corny. But like he was so fucking good in this movie.
Yeah.
It just goes to show like Nicolas Cage is just the type of actor where you put him in a bad movie, he's gonna be terrible. But if you put him in a good movie, he's gonna be amazing.
He's got range.
Is this like his last good movie? Because he's not the star, he's supporting actor, but still, like, he has a big enough role where it's like, I mean, he was still.
No, he had to have made something good after this. I would have to look.
I mean, the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was pretty good, but he's playing himself. It's a parody. But yeah, I mean, then he made like Knowing and Next and all those shitty movies that all flopped. Then it was like, well, you're done.
Right, yeah.
He was in Snowden. He had a small part in Snowden, which I think was around that time, as a few years later, and he was good.
This might have been.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Kickass.
Sorcerer's Apprentice was fun.
I never saw it. No.
No.
Ghost Riders. Those are bad.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Rage, Outcast, The Runner. People said that pig one was good, where it's like John Wick, but instead of a dog, it's a pig. People said it was legit good. I think it
was Kickass. Man.
Wow.
Yeah, see, there's
We
pig.
didn't even know it at the time.
Right.
But this was this was the last moment of Nick Cage. Damn.
Probably. Yeah. It's crazy.
And he was so fucking good in this.
Dude, and like back then, you would just see any movie. Like if Nick Cage is in it, you're seeing it.
Yeah, because this was still not that far removed from fucking Face Off,
Right.
Con Air. He was still fucking Nick Cage then.
Lord of War.
Yeah, he was great in Lord of War. Absolutely. So anyways, where the fuck are we? Dave trains. He starts like planning for the Matrix building jump, but he pussies out. He sees the same guys who robbed him breaking into cars, and he changes into the costume and confronts the guys. But he's immediately stabbed and then run over by a car. And like the first time you see that, it's shocking because you never expect it to go that way.
Well, because I haven't seen this movie, I was like, oh, so they killed off the first guy in the first scene.
Yeah.
He was he was, had mental problems.
Right.
And I was like, oh, fuck, they just killed somebody else?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's why this
kinda
movie
cool.
is so good, because that's not how these movies usually open.
No.
But just his very first moment, his very first suit up, and he gets stabbed in the fucking stomach.
That would never happen in any DC or Marvel superhero
Right.
movie.
But that's what would happen in real fucking life.
Exactly.
And that's why it's so good.
Right. A lot of real life, yeah.
There's also like a little like there's small little scenes with actors that have a couple lines, like when Frank's number one guy, like the doorman, is like, "Oh, why don't I have a gun anymore?" He's like, "You're a doorman. You don't have a gun anymore." Like, he's like, "But come on." He's like, "I'm in this stupid outfit." He's like, "No, you look sharp. Look at all them buttons." Like, just that. It's like, it's good stuff.
It's good.
I also like the transition from Frank like turning like into Cage drawing him. Like where he's like, I think we better
right.
find out what's really going on. And then he's like slowly turns into a cartoon. I like that.
Yeah.
And Cage gave his daughter 2 knives for her birthday. She was super excited about that. Those come into play later. Then we have, you were talking about the torture scenes. Frank's number one guy, Joe, puts that guy in the giant microwave and he just explodes. What were you thinking there?
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Dave is basically Wolverine now because they put metal all over his body to fix him up. And his dad thought he was raped because they threw away the costume. And he was like, well, you were found without clothes. And he was like, no, they threw my clothes away. And that turned into like a big rumor in the school.
And that's his big concern. It's not, hey son, how
Yeah.
are you doing? But hey son, you're not gay, are you?
You're not tainted, are you?
You weren't raped, were you?
His dad was like, oh, thank God.
Was this one of those like gay rape beat up things? Yeah. So Dave's crush, Katie, asks him out to coffee, but only because she thinks he's gay now. So Dave gets back in the costume. He creates a MySpace page for Kickass.
That's old school.
The year was 2010, and MySpace was barely hanging on.
No
And they
worse
said,
way to date a movie than fucking
Hey,
MySpace.
I think MySpace paid to be in this. Like, hey, please, my gun. I remember Fox bought MySpace for like $1 billion. And then like a year later, it was worth $1 million.
Tom made so much money.
Tom, he's on Twitter. It's pretty
Good on
funny.
you, buddy.
For sure.
He was in my top 8.
That's really sad then. If your top 8 was Tom, Jesus,
I thought
Josh.
it was everybody's.
So Dave's first mission is looking for a lost cat. However, Dave ends up getting involved with 3 guys beating up someone. And his batons are his only offense. Obviously, he doesn't know how to fight, but he has his like little baton things.
Right.
And Kickass tells some teen to call 911, but instead he just tells everyone in the cafe and they film it. Finally, one guy pulls a knife and asks, Dave, you'd rather die and help some piece of shit that you don't even know. And Dave says, 3 assholes laying into one guy while everyone else watches. And you want to know what's wrong with me?
Such a good
Yeah,
fucking line.
I'd rather die. So bring it on.
I love that line.
It's great.
So good.
It represents what he's all about.
Yeah.
So the cops are heard coming, so the bad guys run away. And then the teenager asks Dave, who are you, while filming him. And he says, I'm Kickass. And then you just see the hits going up on YouTube. He's got thousands of MySpace friends. He's in all of their top 8s. God. I wish we can go back into those accounts just to remember what it was like.
What are words?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we used to send each other messages and stuff. Yeah, it was crazy. Kickass becomes internet famous. Katie tells Dave about this guy who's been harassing her at the needle exchange that she volunteers at. So
That's right.
he goes and pays the guy a visit. He says, stay away from Katie. And he gets, for a teenage kid who's been stabbed and almost died, he sure is brave.
Yeah.
Maybe
He's
his
like,
mental
stay away
illnesses.
from Katie, or else I'll come back here and break your fucking legs. But this guy's a gang member. He has lots of gang member friends, and they're about to just straight up kill him. But then
Yes.
a big ass blade goes through this guy's chest. La 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 la.
None of us were fucking prepared for this.
No.
No.
God.
That little girl was such a badass.
I mean, in theaters, we're just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Holy shit.
And she just is like, okay, you cunts. Let's see what you can do now. She says cunt.
And she's not just kicking their ass, she's cutting their fucking legs
off.
and stabbing them in the chest.
Killing every single one of them.
Smiling at Kickass.
Yeah.
And he's like horrified.
That's the best part is like every time she kills a guy, she turns around and looks at him like,
He's
How
like
about that one?
He's like, oh no, what the fuck?
Well, that was one of the things that I started to pick up on this movie was like, Kickass really wasn't much of a superhero. It was the people around him that were,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was Big Daddy and what was the girl's
Hit Girl.
name? Hit Girl, yeah. Those
yeah,
were the real
Kick-Ass was never the
superheroes.
hero. He was an
No.
inspiration is what it
Right,
was.
right.
Kickass's superpowers were bravery, Josh.
Yes.
Don't forget that.
Courage.
Yes.
Courage.
So yeah, Hit Girl takes everyone out except for this one guy that she didn't notice, but Big Daddy sniped him. Hit Girl jumps a building, but Kick-Ass pussy's out again, so he doesn't get to go with them. But they do visit him at his house shortly after, and Kick-Ass asks, like, how do I get a hold of you? And Hit Girl says, contact the mayor's office. They shine a light in the sky. It's in the shape of a giant cock. This girl's like 11 or 12.
Amazing.
My God.
And again, like, just talking about how that's like a bunch of little scenes, like a 30-second scene of Big Daddy and Hit Girl, like interrogating a criminal and then crushing him to death in his fucking car. Like, just that little thing.
And then this 11-year-old girl who just watched a guy get crushed to death, she's like, oh God, what a pussy.
What a douche. Then we have Cage's ex-partner, Marcus, find his hideout. And this is one of my favorite scenes. He reads the comic that Cage made for his daughter to explain their whole story.
Yeah.
You know, Cage was like a super cop, and Frank D'Amico had Cage framed for drugs, and his wife OD'd while he was in jail, and Mindy was born, and Marcus kept her for 5 years until he got out of jail. And Marcus is like telling him to, like, you know, stop all this, and you're brainwashing Mindy. Cage says, I made it into a game. And then Marcus tells him, you owe that kid a childhood. And this is my favorite line from Nick Cage in the movie, because he's like, I'll tell you who owes her a childhood. Frank D'Amico! It just shows just how full of rage he is.
Yeah.
But it's also the first moment where it's like, oh shit, he is fucking his kid up.
Yeah, of course.
Like if he didn't have that daughter, then yes, he should be doing everything he's doing. But you have the daughter,
Right.
dude. What are you fucking doing?
Yeah. So Frank thinks Kickass is killing all of his men, so he puts a hit out on him. But then shortly after, he spots Kickass walking the streets and kicks his ass and shoots him in the head. And
Movie over.
I forgot this actor's name who plays Frank, but he's so awesome. In everything I've seen him in, he's so good.
Mark Strong?
Mark Strong, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like he only plays villains.
He was a good guy in Kingsman.
Except his babyface turn in Kingsman, where he's fucking amazing.
Well, he's always a baby. He was always good. Not a turn.
Well, I mean, in that movie
Yeah.
he was. I mean,
But
from the rest of his career, I mean.
because you saw the Kingsman, it was so you should really see the first two because they're good. I mean, especially the first one.
I'd seen the first Kingsman, the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
The first Kingsman
Yes.
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam
Incredible.
Jackson was great.
That was the crap one?
No, that was a good one.
Oh, I thought you
first
said
one was
that
the-
was the crap one.
No, that was
no,
a good one.
The
first
crap one
the
was the
great
Kingsman.
Yes, that's why I was like, what? Okay. Sorry. We're on the same page.
So finds out that was just like a guy in a Kick-Ass costume going to, like, you know, a kid's birthday party. And like Frank's doing coke in his room and he's like, Mommy, I want a Kick-Ass party. Dumb little fucks. And he's
That
like,
was so funny.
His son walks in on him while he's doing cocaine. But that's because Chris has a plan on how to get Kick-Ass. So Chris becomes the Red Mist and they stage him stopping a bad guy. They had to fuck over one of their guys and he's like, we have to fuck someone over like Louie. And like, hey, no, not Louie. Tony. Yeah, Tony's a scumbag.
Tony's an asshole. That was actually a pretty
And then
ingenious
Frank is
plan.
like, Tony. Hands up the papers. It's fucking great. So yeah, Chris becomes Red Mist. He contacts Kick-Ass on MySpace to team up and introduces him to the Mist Mobile. It's a pretty cool car. Then Chris takes Dave to the warehouse, but it's on fire because everyone is dead inside. And
Right.
Chris grabbed a teddy bear from the building and brought it to his dad because it had a camera in it. He was like, remember
That teddy bear.
when you would use it for the babysitter? And when he plugs it in, you see like, it's like the babysitter in the bathroom.
I appreciate you pausing it so we could see that. That was great.
Yeah, you like that, huh?
That was interesting.
So then they watched the recording of another, maybe the best scene of Big Daddy just brutally killing everyone in the warehouse. It was basically like a John Wick scene where he's just shooting everyone. It's like one take.
Well, it was really cool, like a really dark Batman almost. I just finished watching.
I never said Batman.
Never said Batman. I just finished watching one of the DC movies, Flashpoint Paradox, and in Flashpoint Paradox,
Oh, the cartoon.
the cartoon, Batman didn't. Bruce Wayne didn't live. It was Thomas Wayne, and in Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
Batman fucking used guns
Yep.
and was a badass. So this kind of reminded me of him for a little bit.
Do you know who
holy
the
shit.
Joker is in that universe?
It's Thomas Wayne's wife.
Yeah, Bruce's mom. Yeah, Martha Wayne.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Dark.
This movie changed my mind. We had when we were watching the Nolan Batman trilogy, there was who was the best Batman? Was it Michael Keaton?
Christian Bale.
Was it Christian Bale? And we all had different answers. I mean, for me, how do you get a better Batman than Nick Cage in this movie?
Yeah,
So
he's pretty
Just
great.
doesn't play it long enough.
Yeah, no, he was awesome. So Dave's had enough pretending to be gay, so he goes to Katie's room at night, dressed as Kickass, like, surprise! And of course, she freaks out, starts beating him up, but he takes off his mask, tells her he's Kickass, and he's also not gay. And then he starts to leave, but she's like, you could stay. And he's like, stay? Like, when we have our, sleepovers? And she just, like, smiles and shakes her head no.
Spoiler alert.
And like when this movie came out, she was also the Great White Buffalo in Hot Tub Time Machine. It's the same actress. Like at the time, I was like obsessed with this actress because she's so smoking hot. And when he finally kisses her and he touches her boobs, I mean, it was just... and then like them fucking in the alley was great. It takes you back to when you were a teenager.
Yep.
Oh, no.
You're like, well, I can't go home, so I gotta fuck you somewhere.
Fucking a weird place.
This movie was the same time as Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yes.
wow.
Actually,
Okay.
it was like
Interesting.
Hot Tub Time Machine was the year prior.
Okay.
I think it was 2009. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Red Mist tells Kickass that they're both being hunted, and he is like, well, can Big Daddy and Hit Girl help? So they contact them. And I like how they showed Nicolas Cage like putting on the eye makeup and the fake facial hair.
Right.
So that he looks different. That was good.
Good touch.
Yeah. Like imagine like Batman, like if he had like a full beard, like if he just didn't give a fuck, And then when they get there, Red Mist shoots Hit Girl out of the window, and Frank's men kidnap Big Daddy. Also, Chris's bodyguard takes the bazooka, which comes into play later.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He
for real.
spoiler alerts the bazooka, and then the bazooka spoiler alerts out of... Yeah.
Exactly.
So Frank's men live broadcast them torturing Kickass and Big Daddy. That was a great scene. The fucking actor that plays Joe is so good there.
Yeah, kind of like teasing
Yeah.
everything that they're doing. It was really great.
He's like, hello, boys and girls. We're going to learn our ABCs today.
That's
good stuff.
The K for knuckle duster and starts beating the
My
bejesus out
God,
of
it
him.
was brutal. So he's about to light them on fire. He's like, gentlemen, time to die. And then he just gets shot in the head. The lights go out and we get a POV shot of Hit Girl with night vision goggles shooting the bad guys. It was like a video game and I loved it. Like even when she was reloading, it was like, oh, I'm out. I fucking love it. So they light Cage on fire and he's like telling her what to do as he burns alive.
Yes.
And I've looked at the IMDb trivia. He's yelling out comic books. Like at one point he says, go to Robin's Revenge. And apparently each time he yells something out, she does like something that happened in the in those comics that he's yelling out.
Really?
Oh.
So that's pretty cool.
I really didn't know what the fuck he was saying. I thought it was gibberish. So
Well, because
okay,
we know Nick
pretty
Cage
interesting.
is super into comic books, so that's like a nice,
Yeah.
that's a nice little nod there.
Right.
That's awesome.
So Hit Girl kills all the bad guys. She's like, shows over motherfuckers, shoots the camera, and Dave's friend, Quicksilver. We have two Quicksilvers in this movie, but the good one, the one that played the good Quicksilver, he's like, I think I'm in love with her, dude. It's like, she looks 11 years old. He's like, I don't care. I vow to save myself for her. And he's like, yeah, I'm sure that'll be really tough for you. And that other guy is also in Hot Tub Time Machine. So yeah, there's a lot of.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, he's really cool. We haven't seen him in a long time though. Maybe because he probably still looks like a teenager, but he's too old to play one now.
Yeah, he got
Still has the
he got a
chubby
little
face.
older.
Or maybe they're like, sorry, we already have a Jonah Hill. Like,
yeah.
but like he's so good in these two movies, in Kick-Ass and in Hot Tub
I think
Time
he
Machine.
just kind of aged out of his kind of like, I'm kind of, 19, 22.
He was also in The Office.
That's
That's
right.
right. He was. That's right.
Towards the end, one of the final seasons.
Yeah. So Hit Girl and Big Daddy have a really touching moment before he dies. Yeah, that's hard to watch, but
That was tough for me.
is very powerful. Then Hit Girl drives Kick-Ass back to the safe house. I like how she's driving the Miss Mobile and not him. He's like 18, she's 12, and she's driving the car. They go back to the safe house. Hit Girl's still focused on the mission at hand. She kind of has to talk Dave into it. And then she goes to the front door of Frank's place, all innocent, just in like her school uniform. And it's like, it's a little good. What's the matter with you? You lost? You need some help, honey? And then she just puts her gun in his mouth.
Fucking crazy.
Shoots like the four guys that are down there.
No,
She's a
no.
secret agent.
Puts her gun in his mouth, shoots through his cheek into another guy.
Yes.
God damn it.
She looked like a fucking secret agent at that point. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Then she goes to Frank's level. She's in the Hit Row costume now. She's killing a bunch of more guys. Then Frank has like a dozen bodyguards ready. They're in this hallway and they're playing music and they're setting it up. And then finally she starts murdering all of them too. Reputation. And it's perfect for this scene.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Just her killing all of them. More bad guys come, but she's out of ammo. They send one guy in the room she's in with a machine gun. He just wildly shoots around. He looks back. The guy's like, eh? And then just two knives, like right into his chest. He's dead. Amazing. Then Chris's bodyguard walks into Frank's room and he's like, sir, everything's under control. And then he grabs the... Chris is like, under
That's
control?
right.
You're grabbing a bazooka, you dumbass! And even like Frank is desperate at this point. He's like, do it. Like, blow up my place.
He's like, yep.
It's fine.
Gotta fucking do it. And the big guy yells, say hello to my little friend. He's about to fire, but then Kick-Ass on a fucking jetpack with machine guns
The first huge pop moment.
flies up and shoots them. Because like there was a couple other scenes where they hinted because they bought something.
Right.
They're like,
Right.
oh my God, this thing's going to be awesome.
$300,000? Well, it's worth it.
And you don't know what it is. It's a
They showed-
fully functioning jetpack.
With
With
two
machine
chain guns
Yeah.
on either shoulder.
He's fucking War Machine.
Oh my God.
I don't know how he learned how to use it so quick, but that was amazing.
She's like, you got to read the instructions. You need it in 5 minutes.
And then they cut to Frank and Chris, and Frank's like, that is one weird sounding bazooka. I love that line. I love that line. So then Kick-Ass and Red Mist have a shitty fight, end up knocking each other out, while Hit Row and Frank have the real fight. And Hit Girl's feisty. Look, like, how could you make a fight between a 45-year-old man and a 12-year-old girl look good, and they pulled it off?
And
That's
you know-
what's so amazing about this.
And the best part about this fight for me was this whole movie, every time she's in a room, she's taken out 10 guys, she's taken out 15 guys, and she looks invincible. And then she fights this guy.
Yep.
And one of the first things, I can't remember if it's a punch or a kick, but he just levels her and she just blah on the ground. And it's like, oh, fuck, he
She's a
just
little
destroyed
girl.
a 12-year-old girl. Holy shit, she's in trouble.
Yes. But she fights back, she bites him, she stabs him, I guess because he was being cocky or whatever. But of course, he ends up beating her. And he looks over her and he says, God, I wish I had a son like you. Ouch.
Ice fucking cold.
So Frank's about to shoot Hit Girl in the head, but then you hear Kickass, hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size? And he's holding the bazooka. Frank aims his gun at him, but fucking fires the bazooka. Frank flies out of the building and explodes.
I had the same reaction tonight watching this movie as I did 12, 13 years
Yeah.
ago watching this with you in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
This moment in this movie, this was Mankind versus The Rock and fucking DX and the fucking corporation,
Yeah.
and then whoosh, and then Stone Cold comes in.
Stone Cold's the bazooka?
That's that level of pop. I was
Yeah.
standing up like
Yeah.
so fucking good.
It was good. It was amazing. I didn't see it coming.
That's how you do it, man. So Kick-Ass picks up Hit Girl, flies her home. She finally tells him her real name. And then we have like all the final stuff at the end. Mindy moved back in with Marcus. She started 9th grade. Some bullies are trying to pick on her, but of course she beats them up. Then the closing shot is Frank's son Chris vowing revenge. Little does he know his dad doesn't even fucking, he thinks he's a little bitch.
Right.
And-
Daddy never loved him.
And he says, as a great man once said, quoting Jack Nicholson in Batman 89, wait till they get a load of me. And then fires the gun into the camera.
Wow.
What a movie. And
This
you're
was
like,
a good
wow,
movie.
I can't wait for the sequel when Chris is the bad guy and Jim Carrey's in it. This sounds amazing. Don't see it.
Jim Carrey's in it?
He's in the sequel.
He is.
Well, what's so bad about the sequel? I'm kind of
Everything.
curious now. Okay,
Everything.
Just watch it. We're not gonna podcast.
Hit Girl is like
Just watch
a
it.
badass in this movie.
Sure.
Right? In the second one, her main goal is to get my first kiss. I want my first kiss. And then they basically carry her like they do the movie Carrie, where like it's the same fucking thing from the movie Carrie. Like the guy she has a crush on is like, hey, you want to go to the prom with me? And then they humiliate her. It was all a joke. And
So
and
it's
then
not really anything like about this.
then she puts like X-Lax in their fucking food and they just start farting and shitting.
That sounds terrible.
It's so dumb.
Okay, I won't see it. I'm fine.
And then Kick-Ass's girlfriend, Katie, like ends up cheating on him. Like she just ends up being a complete bitch. Like nothing like her character in this movie, like a sweet girl. It's like, what is this movie?
So it betrays everything that the first movie was.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, easy enough.
So yeah, don't see it.
All right. Well,
Kick-Ass is like Matrix. Just stop here.
I like Matrix 2 and 3. I thought those were just as strong as one. Those
Well,
are
then maybe you'll like
some
this.
of my favorite movies of all time.
Maybe you'll like Matrix.
And maybe you'll like
Kick-Ass
Kick-Ass
too.
Yeah.
I don't think so. You guys described it kind of wrong.
I mean, talk if we're on a podcast.
You guys described it kind of.
Say the words.
You guys kind of described it kind of bad. Yeah, so I think I.
It's not Kick-Ass, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
So yeah, what would you, Josh? First time seeing it, what would you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 8.
An 8. You're a piece of shit.
What? It's a really, really good movie.
At least a 9.
At least a 9.
It's a 9 out of 10.
Fuck out of here. It's my system.
It's a 9.
It's a bad system.
It works for me.
So you make a better movie.
I will.
Yeah,
I
sure.
will.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Yeah, it's easily a 9, maybe even 9.5. It's so much fun. So good.
This movie kind of got me interested in because this movie was about just random people being superheroes,
Yeah.
being vigilantes and type. I kind of was doing some research on if anybody has actually been a vigilante before.
Uh-huh.
And apparently there was a person in Seattle called Phoenix Jones. And he was kind of like a vigilante in Seattle for a while, but he ended up getting taken down on drug charges. So so he was a vigilante for a while, but it didn't work out.
So it was more like Watchmen.
Maybe so.
Oh,
Maybe so.
That's the thing is about Batman and Spider-Man is like no one's actually like this in real life. No one, like there wouldn't be someone as a superhero that wouldn't be corruptible, Just like all the politicians, once you have power, absolute power
There's a
corrupts.
look at
Oh,
Phoenix
that's right.
Jones.
I remember hearing about this dude. Yeah.
I mean, there's been other people that have, but it's not gonna work.
I thought it was kind of interesting, but like as many comic book movies that there are that we watch, that everyone watches, you think that some crazy person would be out there, trying to do some vigilante shit.
We got to wait for like the mutations to really take effect to where someone has superpower. Like so far, we just have Joe Biden where his earlobes change. Some days he has earlobes, some days he doesn't have earlobes. That's just like a shitty mutation. Like he's like an X-Men reject. It's like, what? That's all you could do? No, we don't need you to fight. You're not an X-Men.
It's Mystique fucking up his ears.
All right, let's do fan questions and comments. Andy Piccone, he says, that's one weird sound of bazooka, a top 5 funniest line of all time. I mean,
think so.
I don't know about top 5, but it's a fucking great line.
It's
really funny.
It's really fucking funny.
It's great.
That's one weird sound of bazooka.
Bobby the Mark Soydam meant to send this last week. I was at a midnight viewing of The Dark Knight Rises in 2012. When we got back to my friend's house, news broke about the shootings. And we all agreed never again. So my question is, do they do midnight screenings anymore? They do, yeah.
Was that the ones in Colorado?
Colorado, yeah. I mean, it was one shooting, but yeah. With that.
I haven't been to one since we worked at the movie theater.
No, not at midnight. Yeah. Because now you don't have to go at midnight. Because now if you want to see it Thursday, they have showings as early as 6 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Like when I saw Endgame, we saw it at like 6, 7 o'clock. So you don't have to see it at midnight.
Just like Thursday
anymore.
evening, yeah.
I remember when that happened, the midnight showing, and then my mom was like trying her best to like convince me not to go to the movie theater. And I was like, well, they got the guy. Like, I don't think he's gonna come here. And the compromise was we could go, but I wasn't allowed to wear my Batman shirt.
Oh, well.
That was the compromise.
That'll keep you safe.
That'll keep me safe.
Only hunting for comic book fans.
Yeah.
Good job, Miss Pisano.
Chief Nakahomer said, I did the same for that movie. I felt so bad the next morning talking about how great the movie was. Even my mom thought I was in that theater. She was confused. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Well,
that is
awful.
bad.
God.
Oh, my God. Let's see. John Murphy. My first time watching this, Kickass, was at a friend's house years after the movie came out. I had no idea that Cage was in the movie. I loved the surprise, especially since it was so deep into the movie. Did any of you have similar experiences with the surprises, or did you have a better idea of what you were about to watch for the first time?
I was surprised with everything.
Well, you knew Cage was in it. I mean,
That's right.
He was in the trailer, so we knew when we saw it, we knew Cage was going to be in the movie. He was in the trailer. But yeah.
There's a lot of great movie cameos that you didn't see coming. One of my original ones was, don't laugh, but the Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie. Like at the very, very end, I think Sean Connery shows up as like the King of England. And it was like, oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Well, in this specific movie, I knew that Nicolas Cage was in it, but I didn't know he was actually one of the superheroes. So it was kind of cool when I learned that he was Bat Dad and doing all that training. I thought that was kind of neat. I thought he was actually Kickass's dad.
Oh,
okay. That was what I thought.
Yeah. Chief Nakahomer says, yes, the cringy, emo, early 2010s era film before the MCU dominated cinema. You may remember these movies differently since you guys are older than me. This is cringy to you, but the MCU movies are amazing. I mean, most MCU movies are just like kind of there.
I thought this was
This
really
is
good.
better than most MCU movies, I would say.
Yeah, better than most DC movies.
Well, that's everything is, but yeah. Brian, what was the last movie/show you remember renting from a movie rental place such as Blockbuster?
I was trying
Holy
to think about
shit.
this the other day.
I remember the last time I went to the Hollywood Video in New Territory, and it was closed.
The one on Highway 6?
Not Highway 6.
Oh.
Off of 90.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, 99, sorry. And we were like, yeah, let's go rent a movie. And like we went there and it was shut, it was closed. And I was like, no. And like that was it. It never came back after that.
I don't really have memories of the last time I rented because once they all started dying, I remember going in there because they started selling all of them off.
Yeah.
And I remember going in there and just like buying VHSs for like $1, $2 a pop.
VHSs, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, when I was in high school, there was a a movie rental place called 555 where you can rent 5 movies for $5 for 5 days. And that's what me and my friends did in high school. Like in the summertime, we would go rent 5 VHS movies and watch them all in 5 days.
See,
That was so much fun.
See, this is why Andrew and I ended up becoming best friends, because that was my high school experience. I would, every once in a while, I would go to Hollywood Video. They had some similar deal. I would rent like 6 movies on Friday night and just watch all 6 of them over the weekend.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, like, I say this, like, if they brought back Blockbuster, I would totally fucking go.
Oh,
the only thing is, I don't think it would last. Like, I don't think we'd be going. Like, after a few months, we'd probably stop going because we're like, well, we did it.
Yeah, I know.
And it is easier just to turn on any of these streaming apps and get what you want. But it was an experience.
We would go for fun, and then after a few months, we would feel gross. It's like we're killing Blockbuster again. Like, this is what we did the first time. Yeah. We killed it, and we're doing it again. Because it's so easy to just stream.
So
again, the story of Blockbuster versus Netflix, they need to make a movie because the story is so fascinating.
How have they not already made that?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like,
that's
Blockbuster could have owned Netflix.
Netflix could have made this fucking movie. Why hasn't Netflix made this movie?
Right. Yeah. Blockbuster had the chance to buy Netflix. They said no. Then they came up with their streaming app. And even the Netflix CEO said it was better than ours. But then they didn't give their bonus to like the guy that was running it all. So he quit. And then they got a new guy who said streaming's not the future. And then it all just tanked. Like the Netflix CEO was like, we were about to go out of business because the Blockbuster app was so good. And they totally tanked.
You know what?
Fucked it all up.
app.
You know what? I actually just answered my own question, because you know what Netflix made instead of the movie?
Yeah.
They made a fucking series about the last Blockbuster.
And that one was canceled after one
just,
season.
That just occurred to me.
Oh, it's canceled already?
Yeah, it was canceled.
They
It
already
looks
said
terrible.
Yeah,
that? Oh, I hadn't heard that it was already canceled.
it was canceled.
It looked really bad. Like the nostalgia of seeing it was cool, but the show itself did not look good.
So
It does sound like a good idea, but yeah.
yeah, it would have been fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the documentary. There was a documentary about the last Blockbuster that was good.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
It's in
It was-
Alaska,
it-
right?
like it hit all of the right memberberry notes of it. Just like there was one scene where some guy just like opened up a VHS case and just like smelled it, and it was like, yeah, I know what he means.
There was there was that video exchange in Stafford that like only went out of business just like 5 years ago. Remember?
Really?
Yeah. You don't remember that?
I guess not. I guess not.
It was by where I worked at the bank. But
I
like,
guess not.
I remember I bought season 1 of The Walking Dead there like a long time ago. And they stayed open way after Blockbuster and Hollywood Video went out of business.
Right.
But it kind of made sense because Stafford is kind of that area where like those like a lot of people that live in Stafford don't leave Stafford.
Yeah.
Like,
They just now got.
I
the
don't
internet.
trust these streaming apps. I don't have the internet.
Yeah, there was one of those out. Like my mom lives way out in the country.
Yeah.
And there was one of those for the longest time out there, and it would be like 2012, and my mom would be like, "Yeah, so we're gonna go to the video store tonight and rent something." And I was like, "You're what now?
Yeah.
What?" Because that's what they have out
and
there.
then after Blockbuster and Hollywood Video went out, then we had the red boxes.
Right.
And we did that for a little bit.
Redbox is still around.
Is it?
Yeah,
It is. They're still out there, but who
like
goes?
CVS's and
See, that's
McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing to me. Who's keeping those in business? Because they're
Right.
still everywhere.
And that's not fun, like going into a store and
No.
getting it. You just
No, they're on the outside.
Who's
but
keeping Redbox in business? They're at every Walgreens and every grocery store.
still really.
Yeah.
You saw them recently. You're sure?
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
I feel like I'd never even know. I don't even
Yeah.
notice them anymore. Interesting. Yeah. S. Thorne with recent talk about animation and it not being just for kids. Is Avatar an animated movie? Isn't it CGI characters and CGI environments? Yeah, but it's not real. It's motion capture with animation over it.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if that was the case, then fucking every Star Wars show that comes out, might be considered anime.
That's a really
No,
good,
but-
Obi-Wan.
that's a really good question. But there's live action actors like the little Jungle Boy in there.
Yeah.
Spider?
So you can't call it an animated movie.
No.
Well, it's partially. I mean, most of it is really. Most of it is CGI, but yeah,
Kinda.
it is.
I don't think you can call it an animated movie though.
I don't think so.
It's not real. It's not like.
An animated movie is Into the Spider-Verse.
Right.
Yes, I understand.
Avatar was not an animated
But
movie.
still, how do you make those creatures? Those people don't exist. It's not makeup.
Oh, so Thanos really exists?
No, that's CGI. That's the same
Yeah, and
thing.
so was Avatar.
Gamora really exists, though? No?
That's yes. She has makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thanos is a cartoon basically. He is. I mean, that's what they are. They're just well done.
I'm Team Aaron on this one.
So what is it if it's not a cartoon?
Motion picture.
A motion picture? Well, every movie is a motion picture, Josh.
As weird as it sounds, Avatar is a live action movie.
Yeah, but you're not seeing the people playing them. It's animation over their motion capture suits. It's special effects.
But you are seeing some live action
yes,
actors in that.
some agree. It's both.
I would say if it's motion capture and there are live action actors, it's got to be a live action movie.
Live action.
You're not helping, Josh.
I agree. I agree with you completely.
I would say it's a combo of both, but whatever. Harpoon finger fuck. Would you rather go to jail for a year or go to jail with a Rubik's Cube and not be able to leave till it's done? I think Josh takes the year. That's obvious.
I'd do the Rubik's Cube.
I
There's
could do
only
the
so many
Rubik's
ways.
Cube.
I would take the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, I'll be done. I'll be done within the day.
It might take me a little bit longer a day, but I'll be done
day
sooner
in
than
jail.
a year
I'll fucking
for
figure it out.
sure.
Anita Dick and Me.
Yes.
Hey guys, just wanted to give my review for the movies I saw this weekend. Planes. That's the Gerard Butler one.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
He said 8 out of 10. Very good action movie with lots of 80s action movie vibes.
Nice.
Would recommend. 8 out of 10.
Okay.
And then Missing. I don't even know what Missing is. He says 8.25 out of 10. To be honest, I'm actually very surprised how much I like this one. I was never bored, always on the edge of my seat. A good mystery and suspenseful movie.
We should watch Planes. I was wanting to see that.
Yeah. PCJ, as a former movie theater projectionist manager. Oh, nice. I saw a lot of wild things happen from the booth. What are some of your best and worst experience at a movie theater while attending or working? Oh boy, that's a whole separate podcast.
Look,
we could make a Patreon episode of that where Aaron and I just tell stories for 2 hours.
We'll do.
I don't have any.
Josh, I love you, man, but
Sure.
we'll do one special Patreon episode, just you and me talking about movie theater.
Well, I
shit
think it'd be good to
that we
have
did.
Josh there too, reacting to these stories.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we know them.
Because he'll be like, "You did fucking what?"
Yeah.
Yes, we should do that. That would be a good Patreon
That would be
episode.
fun. There's some interesting stuff.
Yes.
Wesley Rothbone, Aaron Taylor Johnson has come so far from this film to Bullet Train. My question is, does his recent performances and in this one excite you more for Kraven the Hunter, or do you not care about it?
A little bit. A little bit.
I mean, it's never the actor's fault, really, for the most part. It's not like Venom 1 and 2 are bad because of Tom Hardy. He's trying. It's the script that sucks. It's the movie that sucks. So, no, I'm very worried about Kraven because it's Sony doing another fucking bad guy supervillain movie, which makes no sense.
Right. Very
Like
worried
Venom,
about
okay,
the Beetle.
okay. Venom and Joker, they are two of the most popular supervillains ever. But you know who's not? Morbius. You know who else is not? Kraven. No. No.
He's the top Spider-Man villain.
No, he's fucking not.
He's in the top 5.
No, he's not.
Craven's in the top 5.
No, he's not, you
Yes, he
lunatic.
Not even remotely close.
He's in the top 5.
Josh, Craven is like Morbius is more popular than Craven is.
Yeah, Josh, you're hurting my brain right now. It's just too much. Too much troll for one episode.
I'm pretty sure I'm right on this one.
Yeah, because, you know, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, Venom, Carnage, top 5, gone. Who does he replace there, bud? Who does he replace?
Sandman, maybe?
No.
And that's not even counting Scorpion.
Scorpion, Rhino.
Yes.
Rhino?
Kingpin is even involved.
Yes.
Yeah, Kingpin's up there. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, no, now you know. I mean, I just told you. You know now.
I don't know. We all have different lists.
Maybe like
my-
top 15. Yeah.
My list is different. Yeah.
Well,
fine.
everything's different.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, come up with a list next week. I think I got Craven number 1.
He won't be number one. No, for sure. I mean, Green Goblin's number one, but he's up there.
Okay, sure. Anyways, make sure you subscribe to our podcast wherever you're viewing us. We also have exclusive videos on our YouTube channel, Hollywood Hogwash Pod. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod. And most importantly, become a supporter of the show at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. $3 a month. You can cancel anytime. Watch The Last of Us with us. And then also coming soon, we're going to be doing The Mandalorian Season 3. We're going to be doing a bracket pretty soon here.
Brackets.
So yeah, look out for that. Next week's February. It's a big month. We got Ant-Man, Cocaine Bear, and then next week we'll be reviewing Knock at the Cabin. So look out for that one, and we'll see you next week.